They call him the Wizard. Chapter 10. The Pyramid Puzzle. The Wizard had always been fascinated by pyramids. From the towering Great Pyramid of Giza to the tiny copper models that fit in the palm of his hand, something about the shape captivated him. Was it the geometry? The way the sides rose up, perfectly angled, converging into a single point? Or was it something deeper? A hidden power, an ancient technology encoded within those stone walls? Years ago, the Wizard had stumbled across the works of Patrick Flanagan, a fellow who seemed to have unlocked some of the mysteries of the pyramids. Inspired by Flanagan's research, the Wizard did what any mad scientist/explorer would do. He built his own meditation pyramid. It wasn't much, just plywood and a bit of elbow grease, but the results? Absolutely wild. People from all walks of life would come to meditate inside the wooden structure. The Wizard would watch with amusement as their stomachs would start to expand, like they'd eaten a giant meal, even though they hadn't had a bite. One woman swore she could shoot sparks from her fingertips after just 20 minutes inside the pyramid. Lucid dreams became the norm for anyone who dared to step inside. The Wizard himself spent hours meditating under the pyramid's wooden peak, unlocking mysteries both cosmic and comical. Of course, things got even weirder after that. The Wizard's pyramid-building days didn't stop with plywood. He started experimenting with different materials, trying copper, stone, and even crystal in some cases. Each one seemed to have its own peculiar effect, but the one constant was the energy. There was something about that triangular shape that tapped into forces beyond the Wizard's understanding, though, of course, that didn't stop him from trying to figure it all out. One fateful day, while sipping his morning coffee and staring at the small copper pyramid on his desk, an idea struck him like a bolt of lightning. What if, he thought, I could 3D print a pyramid? No, scratch that. What if I could 3D print a Great Pyramid? The idea seemed ridiculous at first, but the more he thought about it, the more it made sense. Technology had come so far, and with the advances in artificial intelligence, robotics, and 3D printing, surely building a modern pyramid wasn't out of reach. Plus, if the pyramids were indeed some kind of ancient energy source or technology, then why not use modern methods to replicate that power? The Wizard's mind buzzed with the possibilities. That's when the synchronicities started happening. Every time the Wizard began pondering pyramids, he'd end up meeting someone important. Someone who seemed to be part of his soul group, people he was destined to encounter. The first one happened completely by accident, or so he thought. He was out grabbing groceries, minding his own business, when he bumped into an old friend he hadn't seen in years. "Hey, Wizard," his friend said. "I've been working on this project you might like. Ever hear of 3D printing with sand?" The Wizard blinked. "Did you say sand?" His friend grinned. "Yeah. I've got this prototype that can build structures out of compressed sand using a 3D printer. We're testing it out for building houses in desert areas. Thought you'd appreciate it." The Wizard nearly dropped his basket of produce. "You don't say." From there, things snowballed. The Wizard was invited to all kinds of odd meetups, conferences, and chance encounters. He met engineers, architects, AI developers, and a few rather eccentric historians, all of whom seemed to be interested in one thing: pyramids. But the most bizarre encounter happened one night while the Wizard was meditating in one of his newer pyramids, a sleek copper structure that hummed with energy. He'd just settled into a peaceful state of mind when suddenly the air seemed to shimmer. A figure appeared before him, out of nowhere. Tall, regal, with eyes that glowed faintly, the figure introduced himself. "I am from Atlantis," the being said, as casually as if he were announcing he was from Cleveland. The Wizard didn't blink. He'd been in the game long enough to roll with these kinds of revelations. "Atlantis, huh? Nice place, I hear," the Wizard quipped, raising an eyebrow. The Atlantean chuckled. "Indeed. We were once masters of the pyramid technology. But I've come to tell you something more important." The Wizard leaned forward, intrigued. "Oh?" "Your soul group," the Atlantean continued. "They are gathering. You've met many of them already, haven't you? The ones who know about the pyramids, the energy, the lost technologies." The Wizard thought about it. The friend with the sand printer, the AI developer who'd been experimenting with artificial consciousness, the historian who swore the pyramids were gateways to other dimensions. He nodded. "You're not here by accident," the Atlantean said, his eyes glowing a little brighter. "The pyramids are calling you, and your group. You have a role to play in bringing their power back to the world." The wizard couldn't help but laugh. Of course, why wouldn't I? As suddenly as the figure had appeared, it vanished, leaving the wizard alone in his copper pyramid, buzzing with excitement. Was he really destined to rebuild the pyramids with his soul group? Could they tap into the same energy that had powered ancient civilizations, maybe even Atlantis itself? One thing was certain: the wizard was no longer just thinking about pyramids. He was living the pyramid life, meeting the people he needed to meet, and chasing a mystery that stretched across time, space, and dimensions. As he stood up from his meditation, he felt a deep sense of joy, excitement, and purpose. "Well," he said aloud, to no one in particular, "looks like we've got ourselves a cosmic construction project." And with that, the wizard set out to gather his group of dreamers, builders, and mystics, ready to tackle the greatest mystery of all, the power of the pyramids, and what it might mean for the future of humanity. To be continued. Global Robotics Corporation, Robert Colee Global Robotics Corp. Please like, comment, and subscribe.